What's poppin', everyone? We are here today for APA semifinals, our battle, and you already know who it is, of course. Coach of the Chim Chargers. We're here, and we're gonna be taking on my great friend. Hey guys, it's Gator, coach of the Florida Gators. It's my boy Gator. I had to do his intro there, but yeah, it should be pretty fun. I think we played each other once before in a draft league where he crushed me in GBA Season 7. So I'm ready this time. I got some new heat on my squad that I'm bringing. I have a couple interesting techs on this team that can be pretty fun, but like his squad is just so threatening. This whole thing with like combining draft. Look at his team, right? He's got Tapu, Coco, Lando, T. He got fortunate enough to get Coco and Lando on his previous drafts and just combined it for this one. It's crazy. And then not to mention he has Keldeo, Mega T-Tar, Scolipede is huge, big threat, and Whimsicott, which can be very annoying. Good support for the team and helping him maybe set up or something. He has two potential rockers on this team, Mega T-Tar or Lando T. He's got two potential defoggers on this team with Coco and Whimsicott, and then just a lot of threats overall, a lot of great setup sweepers and whatnot. And of course, I have here my squad that I'm bringing. I'll explain the team that I have here. I have a Subtoxic Gliscor. I think that's pretty good versus him. Then I have sort of a more Fizdef Celesteela because he had like Stoutland and stuff on his team too, so I figured that having that could be useful. Zero Aura, which is AV. Kyurem, which is also AV, but like the twist about these two sets is Zero Aura is an Endeavor set, so if it gets weakened, it can put in work. So it's kind of taken from, I guess, the idea of Wolf's Ferrothorn from last week. He had like Assault Vest Endeavor Ferrothorn. Now I have Assault Vest Endeavor Zero Aura. That can be pretty fire. I have Glaciate Kyurem, which is AV with 4 attacks. Glaciate can help us slow something down and then hit it with a nice coverage move, like for instance Glaciate the Keldeo plus Psychic. That could be doing a lot of damage to that, and it lives, and I've EV'd it to live a Secret Sword, even from a specs that I think I've given a lot of EVs into defense, but keeping a lot of good damage with special attack. Empoleon, which is their best defogger, I had to bring it to semifinals as well. You know, I mean, this thing it's always been reliable to me, or just been a good mascot, been a good sort of draft league mascot, I should say. And this has actually a Swords Dance Empoleon, so I'm bringing an SD Empoleon with Aqua Jet, Drill Peck, and Defog. I just figured it'd be kind of heat to make best defogger be the defogger while also being probably the most heat mon of the squad. And then I have Mega DNC, which is just doing DNC stuff. But yeah, I figured that he might want to lead with either the Lando, the Coco, or the Keldeo. And if he does decide to lead with Scolipede, I'm assuming that it's going to be a T-Spikes or Spikes kind of set, which we have to play around, of course, being a hazard lead. It would make sense because his team, I mean, like looking at it right now, it doesn't really have like it really benefits a lot from hazard stacking, I could see. So yeah, sort of my thought process going into this was to lead with Gliscor because I can not really be threatened too much by anything because I have Protect on it. And I can also beat Scolipede 1v1 if it is that sort of set that I'm thinking it is. And let's just get right into it and see how we do for this match. And yeah, let's begin. Versus Gator. It's Gator, and he decides to challenge me. This may or may not be his first mistake. You already know. He leads Scolipede, so I lead Gliscor. And I'm like, okay, probably gonna be a T-spiking lead, but no, he just SDs up turn 1. And I'm just like, oh, okay. So I'm going to try to play around the Scolipede. It's not a 2-hit KO with it, with Gliscor's Earthquake, unfortunately. I figured I could, like, if it was a Spikes set, I could just defog later. But I go Empoleon predicting the Aqua Tail, which he does go for here. And now I'm like, okay, this thing has to have superpower for Celesteela. There's no way it doesn't. So I'm actually going to double back out into my Gliscor to weaken his attack and defense if he does have superpower. But he SDs in front of Empoleon. What? Like, that's a insanely good play. He literally SD'd in front of Empoleon. Like, Empoleon, best defogger. It should be the biggest threat to like any team. But he just SD'd in front of it. He didn't care. But yeah, I lose Gliscor, unfortunately, because I figured it was less useful than best defogger. I take the hit. He does actually have superpower, so I was making the right play, but he just made like the better stunt play, you know? I can take the hit from superpower, knock him out with the air slash, and that's a threat gone, but like Gliscor's gone and my Celesteela is severely weakened, which puts me in the back by a lot. So I kind of have to play around a bit here. So he brings in Coco. I'm not going to sack Celesteela, obviously. I'm going to go into Zero Aura. take the T-Bolt, that's pretty nice, and force this thing out. But actually, I'm going to double predicting the Lando, right? I'm going to predict the Lando to come in on the Zero Aura. I figured that was a pretty good play on my part, and he does go right into Lander. So not a bad position for us right now in terms of this turn at least. So I'm going to Glaciate here. He does stay in, and I'm like, okay, this is going to OHKO it, but no, he is actually AV, Assault Vest Landers. So he does take the hit, go right for the U-turn here into his Keldeo. So I'm like, okay, this is great if he's not Choice Scarfed, which he actually was not. He ended up not being Choice Scarfed. I could Glaciate and then attack on the next turn, but I missed my Glaciate, so I lose Kyurem basically for nothing here. Unfortunate. I mean, Glaciate's a pretty high accurate move. But yeah, so Keldeo doesn't take a lot of damage here, unfortunately. So I'm going to try to force this thing out. He goes into Lander, so I'm just going to predict his switch out into that and go right for the HP Ice on top of the Keldeo. And yeah, does not pick it off, unfortunately, because this thing is bulky. He does decide to save Landers to go to Tapu Koko here, which is, of course, the smart play. I just literally click what's in front of me. HP Ice, you know, there's no point in trying to switch around it. I wasn't sure if he was going to save it or not, but yeah, it's good that he did for himself. I'm going to go here into my Celesteela, predicting the Fairy move. And he actually does decide to go for the Z Fairy. So Twinkle Tackle, Z Dazzling Gleam, doing a good amount of damage to myself. However, it's not going to be able to knock me out. So pretty nice. I guess I can burn up his Z move while saving Celesteela. And I want to make the aggressive play by going back into Zero Aura, predicting maybe a Calm Mind here. But he actually just clicks Dazzling Gleam. He definitely is a Calm Mind Tapu Koko, which can be Zero Aura 1v1. So that's like the one set that Zero Aura I don't think has a counterplay for. But yeah, he goes into Lando, doubles back into Koko, HP Ice. So he's yeah, definitely has a lot of I guess sort of the upper hand in terms of his switch-ins and stuff. I get to go into Diancie here though on the Tapu Koko once the terrain is gone, as he switches out into T-Tar. So now I'm in sort of a locked position here because T-Tar can Dragon Dance, and if I switch, I basically lose the game. So I'm forced to stay in here. I'm basically forced to stay in here and Mega Evolve because of course of the Mega Rule. If there was no Mega Rule, I would have stayed in probably regular and maybe Moonblasted, or I don't know, like any kind of damage on this would have been great because Zero Aura outruns it at +1, but can't OHKO it from full with close combat. So I have to click Moonblast here, and he will knock me out with the Earthquake. He does not decide to go for Dragon Dance or Rock Polish or anything like that. So now I'm going to go back into my Zero Aura here, as T-Tar obviously now is in range of close combat. He goes into Landorus to sack this Pokemon to the close combat. This will definitely knock it out from the range that it's at. And that Pokemon is gone. So yeah, Landorus being gone, pretty nice for Zero Aura to click Plasma Fists and whatnot. Get some sand damage as well on myself here. Now he goes into Whimsicott, so I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, what kind of set is this? I'm going to go Celesteela just to sack this thing because it's already weak anyways. And he goes for the Energy Ball. I do think that he is Choice Specs, just seeing that, even just getting knocked out from 13% because it's times 4 resisting the Grass type move. So I think he might be Choice Specs without Whimsicott. So here I'm gonna click Drill Peck on the Keldeo, which, I mean, if I did get the Psychic off, it would have just died, and I would not have to pop my Chople Berry to go for the Drill Peck. But we knock out Keldeo with Empoleon. Best Defogger knocking out Keldeo, not bad. I mean, like, even though I had a Chople Berry with that Scolipede in, it still would have knocked me out at +2 with my Chople Berry. That's why I switched out of it in the first place. But yeah, I'm gonna go Zero Aura, try to get lower, and maybe live the next hit so that I can pick this thing off. But unfortunately, it 2-hit KOs. Does not do the damage that I want it to, so that I can get Endeavor range and Aqua Jet and whatnot. But yeah, I have to finish him off, or I have to click Aqua Jet here just because he's gonna knock me out anyways. And that is gonna be the game. So great game to Gator. GG, it's Gator. I don't really know what I could have done differently in this matchup, honestly. Like, I guess maybe with the prep I could have brought like something different, maybe like an Agility Empoleon, but like I don't have that third eye open in that regard. But yeah, like Agility Empoleon might have been able to clean him up in the end, maybe towards the end, maybe like Grassy MZ Grass Hunt or something. Gator told me he was scared of like an Empoleon of that nature, but I ended up bringing SD Empoleon, but we got to see us knock out the Keldeo Drill Peck. That was pretty cool. But yeah, like overall, I think his team was just better. Like the matchup itself was definitely heavily in his favor with Koko Lando T. Like I got the budget Lando T and Gliscor. I got the budget Tapu Koko with Zero Aura. But yeah, I think the only non-budget mon I got here is that is that Empoleon beating the Keldeo. But yeah, pretty fun match overall for sure. And yeah, I definitely think like he played really well for sure. 100% he played really well. That Scolipede turn was what sort of gave him the reins, it gave him like control of this game basically, because like I don't know, like was he expecting me to switch out? Like what? But it was like it was a good play. I thought I was making a good play. I stand by my switch out to scout for the superpower there, or the earthquake, because I would not expect him at like 50% Scolipede to click another SD when Empoleon can just knock it out in one hit from that range. But yeah, I don't know, like that. I mean that was basically what allowed him to win, I feel. Because I lost this score, I lost Celesteela, that was crazy. Or I basically got Celesteela weakened to a point where it just couldn't do much anymore. Combined Coco with Roost. I'm pretty sure he was probably like T-Bolt, Dazzling Gleam, Roost, and Combine, right? So that set beat Zero Aura 1v1, and yeah, there was just no way. There was no way of me winning this game. There was no way. I think like, yeah, if I brought maybe some different stuff, or if I knew what the sets were, it's a different story for another day. Best of luck to Gator in the finals. Hope you win it, buddy. And that's gonna be that. So thank you everybody for watching. I think we had a really good run overall. Hope you all enjoyed this this sort of interesting season. A very interesting twist on a regular season of Ultra Sun and Moon, where we switching up drafts and combining things. I think that was pretty interesting overall. I don't think I really enjoyed the combining drafts part, but I think the switching up drafts part during the regular season was pretty fun. That part was pretty fun. But yeah, coming up in the future, in the very near future, is going to be WBE. We're going to be playing in that once again. I think that's another good reason why you know, this league being done is nice, because literally WBE is around the corner. The draft for that I think is next weekend, and we're going to be picking up some heat for that as well. Then we get to also focus on GBA. GBA is also sort of nearing the end stretch. Got a couple weeks left in the regular season, and then moving on to playoffs from that once again. We're literally like the playoff king. We make it to playoffs every time. Just gotta make sure that we get to the end of it and try to win the whole thing. That would be nice. I've been winning. I can win games. You know, I can win these games, but I just need to like. I need to be consistent in the playoffs. That's it. Yeah, we'll see if we can do that. But once again, I do appreciate all the support. Be sure to check out Gator, of course. And yeah, that's gonna be it. Shout out to my boy Common, by the way, for getting me the replays, you know, for this season, and for all of my games in general, you know, with the Citra quality and stuff. My computer can't handle that, but yeah, I do enjoy these kind of nice quality backgrounds for the battles and stuff, and all those sprites and whatnot. It's just so much visual appealing to me. I'll see you all on the GBA battle going up tomorrow. So peace.